Parents or Reddit, what do your kids think they're being all slick and sneaky about, but you know all about it? My son is making a book for his mom to tell her how much he loves her. He's still pretty young and just learning to read and write. So slowly, over the course of the last few weeks, he'll bring a book up to an adult and ask them to help him read and then ask randomly, is the word amazing on this page? Where? Oh, can you help me find a story where they have that word? Oh great, is that the word I'm pointing to? Then he disappears for a few minutes, then the cycle will start again with another word. Slowly he's writing a book for her, one word at a time. I know because I followed him one time recent and saw he was writing something in a book, then happened to check it out when he was asleep. So now I know his secret. He was up to about 2 pages and it's really sweet. I don't know how much longer until he'll deem it finished. But I'm sure I'm the only adult who knows what's up. Edit, that's you/just the beer light for making me sound a bit smarter than I am. Not a parent, but I'm working in a kindergarten this summer as a kindergarten teacher. One of my students, 5 years old, carries with him this picture his 7-year-old brother drew. He keeps hiding it in his pocket and keeps looking at it when we don't see. Like he goes to the toilet and while he is pooping he takes the pic out of his pocket, looks at it and puts it back. When we have naps, he hides it under his pillow and looks at it when we don't see. This is the first time his big brother is not in the kindergarten with him, because he is at the preschool. We had a substitute yesterday and she yelled at him, "Hey, what are you hiding?" I quickly stepped in and told her not to address it. They don't have the most stable home life, so that might be why he is so attached to his brother. My parents tell the story that as a kid when I would sneak a cookie from the kitchen I would announce to everyone what I was doing to make sure they didn't come in and catch me. "Don't come in here, I'm sneaking a cookie." Child logic. I asked for the actual quote, it was "I'm going to the kitchen now. Don't look." I have 3 kids 7YRS 3YRS. They sneak out of the room late at night trying to get snacks. They never see me standing in the darkness. I've made it my personal mission to sound like a huge booming man and yell at them to get to their rooms. I've never seen them run so fast. Edit, I'm the mom rolling on the floor laughing. I didn't know this at the time, but my mom loved sitting on the front porch late at night and just enjoy the sounds and smells. She has a beautiful garden. I didn't realize every night when I would pop the screen off my window and hang out of it to smoke a joint she could see me and smell it. Never said anything till I was in my mid-20s. I'll share this anyways, when I was in high school I used to sneak out. Shocker, I know. My room was right next to my parents and I guess they could always hear the hardwood floor creaking and then the window sliding up. Well, one night I had snuck out and then the next day my girlfriend had came over for dinner and my mom looks at us and says, "So where did y'all go last night?" My son's bedroom recently moved to the basement of our small, 2-story house. He thinks he's being sneaky by watching the television down there late at night or when he wakes up to go to the bathroom. Even turns it down really low and shit. What he doesn't realize is that there's a vent right above the TV which my room is directly above and the connecting vent is right next to my bed. It's waken me up from a dead sleep twice now and even with the sound down like he has it kind of echoes. I thought about confronting him but his summer just started and he's worked hard to improve his grades this year. At 10.5 if that's the worst thing he's doing I'll let it slide winking face. My kids build these gigantic constructions in our backyard, and their sister always tries to tell on them, but it always disappears before we can get out there. But, little does she know, I know all about it, so does my husband, and my kids know what they're doing. Like, come on, you really don't think I can see the roller coaster? And don't get me started on the electric bill. When my son is trying to play with something that he knows isn't a toy, he'll say, "What do you have there?" And he'll go, "No," and throw whatever it is far away. If it's not in his hands, I obviously can't get onto him for playing with it. He's 3, so that's as sneaky as he gets. My 8-year-old can eat some kind of junk food after he eats vegetables and a protein. When it's something he doesn't like very much, like green beans, he eats slow. A couple of days ago, he ate them in a matter of minutes, and asked for a cupcake. He dumped the green beans in the trash and covered with a paper plate. My son sneakily messages his girlfriend good night. They are 12. She is a lovely girl who reads a lot of books, wears her hair in pigtails and is a great student, and he is brilliant at maths, but not so brilliant at realizing mom can see he was on WhatsApp at 10 p.m. I check his phone sometimes, and they held hands walking home from school yesterday. She said it was magical. 3. I thought I was being sneaky when I took off my brace, to correct my underbite, every night because it was hard to sleep with. Then I woke up one morning and saw that the brace was gone. That was a bad morning for me, but it taught me that I wasn't half as clever as I thought I was. Not my child, but I'm doing teacher assistant jobs while getting my degree to be a teacher. Anyway, one of my students was a little girl who really liked bugs. We were outside and she kept carrying something around. It was a handful of worms. I asked her what she was doing and she asked to keep them as a pet. So, I have to tell her we can't, and she gets upset, stomps over to a bench and sits down, arms crossed and pouting. Around time to come back inside, I'm lining everyone up and she's beaming, happy as a clam. She also won't take her hand out of her pocket. So, I immediately realized she pocketed the worms. After another talk, she finally put them back and stomped inside, fairly disgruntled, LOL. That my son is gay. He pretends to be interested in girls, but I know he's gay. I'm just waiting for him to tell me. When the opportunity comes up, e.g. a TV or news story, I always make a point of saying to him and his sibling that I fully support their choices in life, whatever they may be, and they will always have a safe space in our house. I just hope he doesn't leave it too long, because I don't want him to build up to be this huge thing that we won't agree with. I don't want him to lose sleep over it, because we are going to support him 100%. Teenager made up a secret written code with his best friend. So sure was he about their cleverness, they left their notes all over the house, including on my computer desk. It was a straight letter to symbol system. Took me about 30 minutes to figure it out, and now I know all their secrets, discussions of sex, drugs, drinking, crushes, parties, teachers, and parents. One of the correspondence pages was them laughing about how no one would ever be able to read what they wrote. I just can't bear to break his heart, /s, so of course I can't tell him I cracked it. And that it was really easy. Not the parent, but my little brother watches YouTube on the PS4, which pisses me off to no end. What he doesn't know is that the YT account logged into there is mine, so I can check his watch history from my phone and see what kinda stuff he's watching. He's recently started getting into quite edit. Since people keep asking, the reason it annoys me that my brother watches YouTube on the PS4 is because we share the PS4, so when it's his turn, instead of playing games, he watches YouTube, which he could do on the computer. Not me, but when I got my dad's old iPad when he got a new one, I used to play games on it when I was supposed to be sleeping. I thought I was being super sneaky, having it on the lowest brightness level and no sound, and making sure I didn't make any sounds myself. He suddenly bursts into my room and commands me to go to sleep. I honestly thought my dad was a psychic at that moment, and I have no idea how he figured out I was awake and playing games. Scared the heck out of me too. I was the child. When I was about 12, I was softly beating my meat in a caravan, motor home for the Yanks, thinking my parents were asleep and none the wiser. Obviously I was working my way up and not realizing how fast I was jerking it when my dad shouts out, "Stop shaking the caravan." Absolutely mortified. Not the parent, but the kid. My parents are extremely prone to embarrassing kids or making jokes when they find out about one of my or my siblings' romantic endeavors. It's certainly not abusive, just makes us all uncomfortable and makes us not want to talk about it with them. I have continued this trend, but since I don't have a car, I'll usually have to get rides from them to dates. Every single time I've said I'm going out with a few friends and thought they believed it. Fucking nope. I eventually realized that they knew when my dad picked me up from the flag football game that a girl invited me to watch. I had said a friend invited me. He said, "Isn't flag football just for girls?" Then they mentioned all the dates that I had been on that year. Doesn't really matter, but I just thought of myself as more discreet than I was. Edit, fixed a word.